Hello everybody, welcome to the Wonky Angle, where I talk about electronic music, both new and old. And today I'm talking about the new album from the Polish Ambassador, Color of Light. The Polish Ambassador is David Sugalski. I may have butchered that. He's a prolific dance music artist, having come out with several great albums, from Diplomatic Immunity to First Words to Ecozoic, continually reinventing his sound after his third album. I've enjoyed this guy's music for quite some time now, ever since I discovered him via Pandora recommendation several years ago. His debut album came out in 2006, and he's been going strong for over a decade now. This guy's funky, groove-heavy, but also synth-focused approach to dance music turned out some really amazing stuff. I reviewed the guy's 8th main album, Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow, last year. Or 9th, if you count Superpowers, which I think is more of an EP, but whatever. I recommend checking out that other review, but I'll just quickly recap my thoughts on his discography so far. Somewhat fragmented electro-synth-pop album inspired by video game soundtracks, ton of fun, highly recommended. More of the same as last time, pretty good too. More of the same again, it's alright, not as good as the previous two, but still pretty good. This one introduces voice samples in the mix, has a ton of content, also highly recommended. Bit more chilled out, also highly recommended. This one's spacier, also pretty enjoyable. More chill out, more of a focus on more natural tones. Not to mention it's super long and sprawling. It's over 2 hours long total. Takes quite a bit of patience on the listener's part, and works best when you can sit down and fully digest everything that happens. It's a very challenging listen, however, it's one of my personal favorites from the guy for sure. Suddenly, there's a big focus on world music influences. Was really unlike anything he'd done at the time. And this one was a bit more ambient than last time, but it was more of the same world music stuff. I liked it, but it was kinda disappointing. Which brings us to here. I was a little skeptical going into this new album, as I wasn't as impressed by his last album. While that album definitely had its moments, and I did enjoy it overall, I felt like he was kind of running in place and rehashing sounds from his Pushing Through the Pavement album, which previously really surprised me with its sudden focus on world music elements. I hope that at the very least we'd maybe get something a bit more up-tempo this time around. But if we didn't either, I guess I wouldn't be that surprised because, not every single album from this guy is exactly different. One thing that did stick out to me, though, that I did find promising, though, is that there was only 3 tracks on here with featuring credits, compared to Pushing Through the Pavement and Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow, which had very few tracks that didn't have featuring credits. So even though I was skeptical and kept in mind the possibility of disappointment, TPA's really only had one other album that I found to be particularly disappointing out of, this is now his 9th main album. So I still jumped in excited for what to hear. How did it turn out? Yeah, this was basically exactly what I was hoping to get. In a lot of ways, this album continues to explore similar territory to that of his last 2 albums, still holding those world music influences close. However, this album was significantly more up-tempo than Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow and brought in quite a bit more synth work. And because of that, I ended up enjoying it a lot more than last time, really reminding me, oh yeah, this is the Polish Ambassador! I don't know if it was lower expectations after Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow, but yeah, this one was a lot better. The whole world music thing isn't really a novelty anymore at this point, it's just a part of his new style, I guess. But I feel like TPA is actually bringing his sound in some new areas. Or maybe he's combining his old sound and his new sound together. I don't think I've liked a Polish Ambassador album this much since Ecozoic. Maybe not quite as great. Well, great in different ways, I think. The down-tempo elements on here are more well-integrated and immersive than they were last time. The dance elements, calling back to the guy's early material, are a welcome change. Just overall, a lot more impressed with this one. Some track highlights include the opener, Take Wing, which combines all these ethnic guitars and chilled-out 80s guitars with this ethnic, maybe African singing, as well as a great synth bass line, and some occasional horn sections too. The horn sections come back in a big way on the track Rico as well. Probably the most up-tempo track on here. Awesome track there. Meanwhile, there's tracks like All Night Long, which are much more synth-heavy, despite the drop that kinda reminds me of like DJ Snake, and it kinda sticks out like a sore thumb. But like, it really helps the track become more memorable. I still give it my thumbs up. Return starts out like a reggae track in the beginning, but turns into this huge African-inspired track with these huge choirs and flutes and xylophones, and it's just awesome. Dark Between Stars and Moon Mobius are also of similar molds. And there's also some tracks with featuring credits, like I already mentioned Rico, which has someone called Saki on it, S-A-Q-I, one of TPA's label mates on Jumpsuit Records. But there's also Lo Que Quiero, which has those strong Spanish flavors in the vocals of Ryan Her and Chico Man. And Turtle Bird, which features Scott Nice. To be honest, the featuring credits, however, don't make the songs, like, stick out like a sore thumb. I think the vocals on these tracks are really just kind of treated more as other textures to add to the overall atmosphere of the album. I think it works. And there are some, like, there's some more ambient-centric tracks, like on the last album, too. There's tracks like Punjab Shuffle and Love Is All that take things down a notch. They aren't personal favorites, but as I tend to prefer when TPA does more up-tempo stuff than the chill-out stuff, just in general, they help with the variety. I definitely still enjoy them. Other than that, I can't say there's a lot more for me to discuss here, but yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of this. It sounds fantastic. I was afraid for a little bit because I wasn't super into Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow. I mean, I still liked Dreaming of an Old Tomorrow, but yeah, whatever. I think Color of Flight is a worthy addition to the guy's discography, and really feels like more of a Polish Ambassador album than his last couple did. Not only instrumentally rich like the last two, thanks to all the world music influences, but it also allowed the guy to focus more on his own style than sit back for guests, and bringing back all those synth-heavy elements that made his early work so absolutely fantastic. It's not as up-tempo and fun as the early stuff, but I think it's closer to maybe his Ecozoic album, which was also fairly synth-heavy and marked the guy's turn towards chill-out material. Now, this album only doesn't even have like half the amount of material as Ecozoic did, because I mean, Ecozoic was just freaking huge. But yeah, I really was pleasantly surprised by this. It's up-tempo, it's fun, it's immersive, it's atmospheric. It combines basically all the things I've liked about a Polish Ambassador's career over the past 10 years. Or 11 years. It's one of the guy's best albums in years, and highly recommended. Guy's done it again. I'm overall feeling a solid 8 out of 10. But of course, this is just my opinion, you can feel free to disagree with it. But I'd like to hear your thoughts, so leave comments in the comment thing down there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all for today. See you next time.